Okay. So first, we're starting off here with the Two of Wands. We're talking about is the potential that he or she is the one. So Two of Wands always usually comes up to tell me about the union. Somebody is waiting for it to kind of come into being. There's a very strong possibility of success. And so we gotta have this person in this video. They're waiting. They have faith and the hope and the belief that the possibilities that they're seeing in their mind's eye is going to actually come into basically come to them, is coming, is heading their way, and that they're going to see them in their physical world. Okay. So they've already had part of their new beginning over here with that first one. And then they have that second one, hoping to have this, other part of a new beginning. If I could say that is with, kind of with somebody new. So that, you know, they've started off on their own adventures and everything else like that with this first one. And so they're seeking to kind of bring in another party. So there's that union piece for you, into their fold and to go off on that path of adventure with the second party. So, they are, possibly waiting for you, or you are waiting for them. Okay. So here we have with the second position, you have Three of Wands, just kind of like movement forward. Good thing. And in this vision, we're talking about long-term, success, as far as a long-term relationship or marriage, if that's how you want to view it. And here we have, this is like great because again, you're moving forward, you're moving from the 2 to the 3. And so this is, success is real imminent. You can now see. This is not seeing in your mind's eye them coming toward you. This is you actually seeing them and wondering when it is they're going to be directly here in front of you. And so this is success very much in the long term. This card also comes out sometimes when we're talking about soulmates. And so you've kind of met this person again where you two of you are kind of connecting. It was kind of might have took you off by surprise. When you first connected with this person, you were like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm surprised that I'm having a real deep connection here with them. And the two of you just kind of connected immediately. And so they're telling me like bond, and it just kind of continued on. And so this could be an indication that you did meet a soulmate, and that could bring about the long-term success of the relationship of them, or bring it into a marriage. Okay. So especially when we have very much a strong movement forward, it would have been awesome had it been like a Four of Wands. But hey, we'll take any kind of movement forward when it comes to the cards. However, there is some stuff that's kind of hindering the relationship here. And what we have here is the Devil card. It's one of those cards, like the Tower card and the Death card that kind of come out. People don't really like seeing. However, let's kind of deal and look at the Devil for why is it coming up? It could be the fact that the two of you, like I said, when you met, you had this kind of instant bond. And so now it might have turned into like an obsession, kind of like taking over, your world and their worlds. And so we're kind of throwing some things off balance. We can't get to that Four of Wands, which is that long-term, long-lasting, commitment. We can't get to celebrating that because the relationship might be sort of kind of out of balance here. Especially with it being over that Two of Wands, you're seeking to bring, union, you're seeking to bring in the balance, because having one wand is great. It's the potential. And then you have, Two Wands to bring in another party. You're seeking kind of like that other half, and to bring yourself into balance. And so that's kind of what might be hindering the relationship. the devil card can also come out to say, what is it that you, what kind of unhealthy attachment do you have that may exist within yourself, that's hindering the relationship. So it could be codependency issues, that might be kind of coming out with this person. Because again, soulmates, yes, they can come out, they become romantic, wonderful relationships, but sometimes they can come out to be romantic relationships that kind of push your buttons, and that bring out kind of some of those, negative things that maybe you didn't want to deal with, and now you're having to deal with them in order to get to the other side, a side that's more healthy, in the relationship. Okay. So that's what the devil card might be coming out to address. That again could be why we're here in this waiting position, or that they're in the waiting position. It's because both parties have stuff that they need to deal with, before we can have a really healthy coming together. Okay. And what is helping the relationship is the Ace of Swords. I kind of love it because it's able to cut through those bonds that are going on in that devil, relationship. And this is clarity. This is truth. This is, gaining victory through sometimes aggressive means. And aggressive means can just be, I am really going to tell you the truth, tell you about what's going on with me. They're going to tell you about what's going on with them. And so you kind of are able to detach yourself from those unhealthy bonds, get rid of the codependency within the relationship, and then claim your victory. That's what those little three fire symbols that you have down there. That's the Three of Wands there. And the Ace of Swords is also the divine handing you this victory, handing you the potential to have the clarity, to get the truth, but you have to take it. You have to be willing to break those bonds, to break those chains, to communicate your truth, in order to get to the bottom of the situation. Okay. And they have to be willing to do the same thing as well. So what we have here is what you need to work on, dear Cancer. And we have the Five of Pentacles. So Pentacles always comes out to me about what's going on down here in the 3D, directly here in your world. And you might feel right now kind of left out in the cold. Like you don't know, I don't want to say how to move forward, because they are moving forward. It's just in an incredibly difficult way. So see, back over here with that devil, what is it that you have yourself shackled to? And so you feel out in the cold, but really, if you change your perspective, if you turn around, you'll see the light that's being offered over here. And so fives always come out to kind of denote change. So you're going through possibly a lot of change within your 3D surroundings, in order to give you that clarity, to give you that truth, in order for you to break free of those binds. See, again, I love how tarot cards they just kind of lay out everything for you. If you're willing to see the truth, of course, of the matter. And if you feel out in the cold, again, you're going to have to express this truth to the other person. Take that sword and tell them, look, this is how I feel. It may not be real, but it's real for me. And that's what I'm experiencing in my 3D everyday world. And so, when you kind of express that, you change the perspective, you're able to say, you're able to tell them, yeah, this is my truth. And then things can change, and they can say, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. This is, it was my action, or this happened. It wasn't cause for you to feel this way. It was really about this. And then you're like, oh, wow. Okay, so I was feeling this way, not for, I don't want to say any reason, because you felt justified, but in a way, it was like, it had to come to the surface, is kind of what's coming out for me. It's like, it has to be dealt with in order to change that perspective, in order for the bonds to be broken, in order for us to kind of, move forward. This always comes down to, for me to mention like a purification, in order to get get you ready for the next phase, which would be the Six of Pentacles, which would be the give and take, because that's what you want to kind of exist in your relationship. Things are, one party is giving and the other party is receiving, and then vice versa. Okay. So that things kind of equal out. And so what they need to do in order to get ready for the relationship is they're going through a major shift, major change. So again, that's why we need to talk. That's what the Ace of Swords there is for you two to kind of gain clarity about each other's situation. So Wheel of Fortune, might be going through like an initiation phase. Initiation phase are always kind of super difficult. Even if you decide to flow with it and go with it, and that could be what they need to do. And if they are in a kind of like resistance, then again, it will be even more difficult. They will feel again kind of disconnected from you, from life. So again, what helps? Clarity, talking about things, getting away from those things that no longer serve us with that Devil card. And so since they're going through such a huge major shift, of course that Wheel of Fortune card comes up to expand them, to renew them. You both kind of get renewed. So in a way, you're kind of mirroring each other, but there have a lot more major energy that's happening to them. Wheel of Fortune also comes out to me again to signify soulmates. So the two of you complement each other. You're not exactly the same. And so that could be what, why they're saying that the Ace of Swords is something that you have to take hold of. That's why the two of you have got to express yourselves, okay? And they need to realize that this is all taking place for a reason, that they are actually kind of in touch with their destiny, okay? And so what comes out as far as the conclusion, I had two cards that fell out. I know we talked about death not being very fun card. One of the very least cards that we like to come out. But it came out, okay? But like I told, I can't remember, I think Sagittarius and Gemini might have both gotten these cards too. And my perspective is not to kind of sugarcoat death. Death is a good thing because that means you're pruning, you're getting rid of the stuff. It's kind of like what we're going through right now, with the winter in some parts of the country, of course. But death is a good thing, you get rid of the stuff that is no longer serving you, that is hurting you, that exists back over here with the devil. You get unshackled, because who wants to be in a negative, unhealthy cycle, right? So, as it gets rid of all those things, and as you go through that transformation, which we talked about up here for the two of you, right? The two of you are going through transformation, different levels, but transformation nonetheless. And so again, talking about it, allows the two of you, to have, still have that connection, within, the relationship. And so death also brings, while it ends one thing, it brings something else. The sun is rising over there, okay? And then what came out with the death card is that Six of Wands. So it's like you got Six of Wands twice in the relationship. So victory after that hardship. Balance after being out of balance, after getting rid of and going through that transformation in order to let go of the stuff that I always say, that no longer serves the relationship, that no longer serves you personally either, okay? So you win the man or woman of your dreams. You guys are able to move forward and to have a real connection here, okay? So that's why they saw so amazingly well that this has such success in the long term, right? But you're still over here kind of wondering when that they might come up, or that you might have connected so strongly with this other person and will continue to connect. But the two of you have to go through kind of that letting go process, that transformation process. I feel like a lot of people are kind of going through that, especially now at the beginning of the year or January, because that's really where our focus is. And so the energy is coming out in the cards. Okay. So I do have some Doreen Virtue cards for you really, really quickly. So here we are. Oh, isn't that perfect, guys? Getting to know each other as you reveal your innermost selves, each of you, each to each other, your bond deepens. What I tell you, that Ace of Swords right there, right? You guys are revealing what's going on over here. That Five of Pentacles and that Wheel of Fortune, which is a 10 as well. So 10s denote endings and new beginnings. Okay. And so that's why we have the transformation in the relationship, the transformation, which ultimately leads to a victory. You getting the person, of your dreams. And then we also have past life relationship. You have known each other before, which comes out on that soulmate level. So you guys could be going through that transformation process because you're dealing with things that came out in the past life. They're coming up now, in order to be dealt with, in order for you guys to have a healthier relationship. Okay. So it could be past life or within this life too, as well. But since I guess, it could be some past life stuff. If we're talking about soulmates and big cards like Wheel of Fortune and the Death and everything else like that, I feel like there's more major energy that's needing it to come in. So we might be talking about some past life issues more than we are talking about, within this life. If you guys are reconnecting, I don't feel that that's, even if you guys are reconnecting, it might be that it's still past life stuff that you were dealing with beforehand, and that was what broke you up. And so here we are again, back together, but still dealing with the past life stuff, and now on top of it, still dealing with the present issue stuff. Yeah, they're saying, that could be one kind of outcome with it. And then the final Doreen Virtue card is wedding. The situation involves marriage. So this could be them telling you that a marriage could be coming up in your future, possibly not right now. But again, that this could be the successful outcome that you're looking for. Or that you, again, have the possibility of having a long-term commitment with the other person. So see, showing up here with that Three of Wands, and getting that victory after going through much transformation, right? And then finally, I have some advice from the universe. It's got your back cards. Okay. First card is, the more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. Oof. Wow. Energy and intention. See, deciding that you're going to speak. The two of you are going to speak and be truthful with one another and go through the transformation process. Wow. Feel freer. It's going to change your perspective. That's what I was talking about before. I choose love no matter what. And when we choose love, that means we're not choosing fear. We're choosing to be open, be vulnerable with the other person in order to kind of clear the air, in order to get to a better place. So we're not going to fear the devil, or we're not going to fear the death, because we're going through the transformation. We're letting go of things that are unhealthy in order to have a better relationship. Okay. And then finally, my happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. Okay. Beautiful card. I love how this kind of comes out, and it has a lot of watery vibe to it. Cancer, right?